What's up, YouTube? In this video, I wanted to show you how to use CoinOps, how it works, and also give you some tips, and also show you how to add your own main ROMs, your own games. CoinOps is real easy to use. A lot of people are using CoinOps for their PC setups, their PC arcade setups. Very easy to use, and I definitely recommend it. So let's check it out. So as you've seen on my other videos, I have CoinOps running on my arcade 1UP, and I have a wireless keyboard. I recommend a wireless keyboard to be able to jump in there for any reason that you need to change settings or add ROMs, games. Makes it easy. That way you don't have to like go back in your cabinet and take out, plug in a keyboard or anything. I mean, you could, but a wireless keyboard makes it so simple. So here we go. This is my desktop, and I'm already in my CoinOps arcade folder. I'm using CoinOps Arcadia, the 32-bit version. There's different versions of CoinOps. There's CoinOps Next, there's CoinOps Diamonds. I'm using CoinOps Arcadia because it's meant for arcade setups. It's so simple, the interface is so simple, and there's no it's not console heavy, there's not a bunch of consoles on it. And that's the way I wanted it. I wanted it to be just arcades and not really any consoles on here. So, all right, a little bit about CoinOps. Here's the folder structure. There's nothing to it once you kind of get familiar with everything. It's so simple to use. Here's the folder here called Advanced Configs. So if you click here, this actually has your settings. So one question that probably everyone wants to know is, how do you map your controls, your arcade buttons? You actually have to go in here and choose, it's called Default Controls Unlocked, this file right here. Because right now it's set up to work with an Xbox controller. Whenever you download CoinOps, it automatically works with Xbox controller, Microsoft. If you're gonna use a Microsoft controller, an Xbox controller, you don't have to do anything. But if you wanna use it for arcade, definitely click on this file here. It unlocks your controls and it lets you change and map controls. There's also other settings here. You can disable settings. I use that one for mine. So whenever CoinOps is running, no one can go in here and change anything because I have it disabled. There's no settings well, the icon is there, but it won't let you click on it. When you're playing CoinOps, you can't click on it because I disabled it. There's other stuff like scan lines or turn off a track mode, video effects. Definitely, I would say go in here and see what options you want. The ones I did is default controls unlocked, settings disabled. You really don't, well, I guess you can check out the settings in CoinOps, but once you check it out, you'll see that there's nothing to it, so I disable them. Then there's scan lines and whatnot. But other than that, everything else you can leave it exactly the same. All right, other folders. Collections here, this fourth folder. This folder here is for all your artwork for games, and I'll go into that a little bit more, but that's where all your artwork goes. Then skip down to emulators. This is your folder where you have your main emulator, and then you can, if you want consoles, you can drop in console emulators in there. And then launcher windows, that one's important if you're building this from scratch. Basically it just says if you're gonna play a SNES ROM, launch, SNES-X or whatever the emulator is, or MAME or core, whatever core it is. That's what that folder's for. And these other folders, I don't even use them. So if you download a CoinOps image from the internet, all this is kind of already set up. This is more if you want to tinker with it. All of this is already pre-set up. but if you want to mess with it, know a little bit more about it, it's so simple. So real briefly on launcher windows, this is what I was referring to. There's SNES, NES, MAME, Genesis, all that good stuff. So if I click on MAME, all it says is executable equals emulators MAME. It points it to the emulator you want to run. That's it. That's all it does. So if for some reason you want to, like if you want to have your SNES system use something else, a different emulator, then all you have to do is go in here and then change right there, just change it to be the emulator you want. Just change the file path and that's it. It'll know to run it. So that's a pretty nice, easy feature if you want to change the emulator, if you want to use something else. But if you download an image, all this is already set up. Okay, emulators. So here it is. This is the only emulators I'm using. I'm using MAME, of course, for all the arcade games. Project 64 is for Nintendo 64. I just have a few games on there like Cruising USA. I forgot what else I have. Think Mario 64, Super Smash Bros. I only got like a few games. And Daphne's for Dragon's Lair. That's it. That's all I'm using. MAME, of course, is the main one. I use MAME for all my arcade stuff. So I go in here if I need to add more games. And I'll show you how to do that here shortly. Collections, as I was saying earlier, that's where all your artwork goes. So once you click on collections, there's an arcade folder, then there's Genesis, N64, depending on what game you want to change the artwork or add a game, that's where you drop it in. So it's really easy to navigate. Once you get familiar with it, you'll see how it works. You go to arcade, then you got to click where it says medium artwork. So look for that folder called medium artwork. Then here's all your artwork. You're gonna need a cover, which is a wallpaper. You're gonna need a logo for your game. You're gonna need a marquee. And then you need a video. If you don't use any of these, it's okay, the game will still work. You just won't have the artwork. And I'll show you what I mean by that here in a second. But that's it. It's very simple. Once you get familiar with it, it's real easy to add your own games or change artwork. If for some reason you don't like the artwork, you can change it. I've gone in here and changed the artwork. So for example, here's the artwork for every single game. I changed the artwork for example, Killer Instinct. That's one of my favorite games, so I wanted to make sure I have the artwork I really like. So the CoinOps image that I grabbed for some reason used graphics from the very new Killer Instinct for the Xbox, the 2013 version. I did not want that version. I want the real version. So this is my artwork for Killer Instinct 1. I grabbed it from the internet. It's just a JPEG file. There you go, Orchid. I don't have that new 2013 version. Then Killer Instinct 2, I believe this CoinOps image had the new Jago. No, I don't want the new Jago, I want the old Jago. So I downloaded this image, dropped it in here. Yep, real easy to use if you want to change artwork, or if you're adding a new game, you can drop in new artwork. Same thing for logos. You can actually go online and Google like Killer Instinct arcade logo, and it'll pop up. Or whatever game, Street Fighter 2 logo, and then you'll find it. Just keep in mind they need to be PNG files. Most of the time when you Google them, they are PNG files, because I think there's databases online that has this stuff, so you can just grab it. Yeah, hopefully it's not overwhelming. Once you get familiar with it, it all makes sense. Same thing for marquee. You can Google it, type in Killer Instinct marquee, and then you'll find it. Then just drop it in here. All you gotta do, remember, is make sure you have the name of the file exactly as the ROM, and it has to be the correct file format, PNG. PNG for marquee, PNG for logo, and then cover is JPEG, and then video is AVI. There's all the AVI files. There you go, simple once you get familiar with it. So let's see here. Oh, one thing I want to tell everyone is, for some reason, the different CoinOps versions, the folder structure is a little different. I don't know why they changed it. I guess they found a better way to organize it. But this folder structure I'm showing you is CoinOps Arcadia. There's newer versions. There's CoinOps Next, CoinOps Diamonds. They have these folders. There just might be in a different order, or you might have to click an extra folder to get there. Like maybe the collections is under arcade first and then you get to collections. It's just slightly different. Like I said, I don't know why they changed it, but ultimately you'll see the same kind of folders once you get there. Like if you click on arcade, you'll see the medium artwork. The artwork is always going to fall under the artwork folder. That they kept the same on all the CoinOps. Same thing for emulators. That's always the same. The emulators will always be there. The launcher windows will always be there. And then advanced config is always there. That is the same for all CoinOps versions. It's just when you get to some of the artwork, it may have it categorized by like consoles or something a little different worded, but it works the same exact way. You can even take the same artwork from a different version and add it to this version. That's kind of what I've done as well. Like if I want to look for artwork from a different version, I grab it and I drop it in this one, because this is a 32-bit version I'm using, because I'm using an older PC in here. So you can grab the same ROMs, grab the same artwork, you just gotta drop it in yourself. So hopefully that's not too overwhelming. If you download CoinOps from the internet, it's gonna have all this stuff already kind of preset. Keep that in mind. Once again, this is just for if you want to change artwork or add new games. That's when you tinker with it. And also you'll be using this advanced config for controls or scan lines or whatever you want to do. All right, so okay, now we're gonna move on to adding a game. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So if you want to add a game, you go to Emulators, you go to Main, and then this MAME file structure is the exact same MAME file structure that you've seen in the past. If you're familiar with MAME, it's the exact same thing. It has all this stuff, it has the ROMs folder, same setup as before. You can actually change the MAME version if you want to. Download a newer version, 2010 if you want to play some newer games, and then just drag it in here and drop it. That's how easy it can be set up and replaced. I'm using main 32, but if you want, like I say, you want to change it, just throw in all those files for the newer version, and it automatically, CoinOps automatically is able to link it and update it and all that good stuff. So simple. So ROMs folder, there's all your ROMs. So in the video today, I'm going to add Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Edition, because this CoinOps definitely didn't have that game. This game's kind of a rare game. I don't know how many people are familiar with it. I have a video on it, and Rainbow Edition was at the arcades and I really wanted it. So that's the ROM. This is the artwork that I'm gonna drop in, and here's the logo. I actually made the logo. It's basically a Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition logo, and then I just added the word rainbow here using Photoshop. But I mean, you don't have to create your own logos if you don't want to. You can just grab a Championship Edition logo or use Paint or Photoshop or anything you want to use to create your own logo, as long as you make it a PNG. Like I said, I wanted it to say Rainbow Edition, but it really can just be whatever you want, Championship Edition if you want to. All right, so ROM, all you gotta do, drop it in, boom, done. All So let's say you grab the ROM and drop it in, and then you don't get the artwork. The game will still work. It just won't have artwork. So let me show you that here. I just dropped in Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Edition. So let's check it out. All right, so if you drop in a new ROM, a new game, that's what it looks like without artwork. There's no wallpaper here. There's no logo. I forgot to delete the marquee, but if you don't have the marquee, it'll just say CoinOps up here. Then if you don't have the video, it'll just say CoinOps. What I did, I just grabbed the Championship Edition video, this one, and I renamed it, reduplicated it, so it's the same exact video. Since basically it's the same game, it's just Rainbow Edition. That's what it looks like, and it works. If you don't want to go through the trouble of adding artwork. See, the game works, ready to play. But if you want to grab artwork, grabbing artwork is simple, as I was saying earlier. So here's my folders again. ROM is already there. We talked about it. What you do is you go to collections, because that's where all your artwork is. You go to arcade. You go to medium artwork, then cover. That's where the wallpapers are. You can Google it. You can Google Street Fighter 2 artwork. Drop in any artwork you want. Just make sure that file name is exactly the same as your ROM. Logo, same thing. Google the logo. Make sure that file name is the same as your ROM. Boom, done. Close that up. And let's start it up. So I have it under my favorites now because I clicked on it, last played. So it should be here now. There it is, Rainbow Edition. Turn up the volume. Wallpaper artwork is there. Marquee, video, and logo. The logo I created. And it works. Simple. Once you do it once or twice, it becomes real easy. You already get familiar with it, and you'll know for the next time. So let's exit. Oops. All right. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, I replaced some artwork, and I'll show you. I replaced the Killer Instinct artwork. Simple to do. There goes Jago, KI2, Orchid, KI1. I added this Marvel vs. Capcom artwork. So it's pretty fun going in here and kind of making it your own, because then you can have it different from someone else's setup. Look, the WrestleFest game, I added my own artwork. CoinOps, if you download it, I think it has some generic wrestler. Like, it's not even a WWF wrestler, it's just some generic guy. I replaced it with Ultimate Warrior. Then WrestleMania, I added Hulk Hogan. So yeah, there's something else you can do. All right, guys, I think I touched on everything. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Gives you a little bit more information on using CoinOps. Real easy to use. Definitely recommend getting a keyboard. Makes it simple to just go in there. Oh, I forgot to show you guys one thing. let's go back in there. So when you first set up CoinOps, all of this is gonna work already, but you are gonna have to set up your controls if this is your first time. So what you do is on your keyboard, you have to hit tab, and then it brings up the MAME menu. And if you're familiar with MAME, it's pretty simple. You can select Input General. Input General sets the controls for all the games. And then input this game is for this game only. So you go in here, then you set up player 1 or player 2. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Just remember to hit tab. Once you set it up once, you know, you're good to go. It's gonna save it. And that's it. Wanted to make sure I told you guys that. I think that's it pretty much. I mean, this is CoinOps, real easy to use. I love it because, you know, it's straightforward. Here's my list of games. Click and play. Some of the newer versions of CoinOps, it has consoles and you got to go through the console menus and choose what you want. I wanted it simple. I mean, some people like all the graphics and consoles and all that, but just straightforward, simple. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hope that was able to help you guys out. Thanks for watching, and hit that like button, and more videos to come. Peace.